Today we are going to discuss a case study on Electrolux. AB Electrolux is the name of the company. AB Electrolux, popularly known as Electrolux, is a global leader in home and professional appliances, including refrigerator, cookers, dishwasher, washing machine, vacuum cleaners, air conditioners, small domestic appliances. It sells more than 50 million products in 150 countries. We have altogether 200 countries, and they are selling their products almost in 150 countries, and 50 million is almost 5 crore products they are selling in these 150 countries. So uh, they have global operations truly. Headquartered in Stockholm, Sweden, Electrolux was founded in 1999 as a result of a merger between AB Lux and Svenska Electron AB. So it was a merger between two companies in Sweden, and they have their headquarter in Stockholm, and Electrolux was founded in 1999. In 1999, two companies came together. So it is the merger of AB Lux plus Svenska Electron. So they took Electro from Svenska Electron AB, and they took Lux from AB Lux, and they joined together and they said Electrolux. And Electrolux is very good name. Electro, you can say the electricity or electron, and Lux is the measure of the light. That is also Lux means light. So electricity and light, so very good name. It's a very good combination of two companies and the very good unique name. In 2013, Electrolux had revenues of approximately 14.5 billion dollar and employed 61,000 people. So having 14 billion dollar revenue in 2013 is very great achievement, and having 61,000 people or the employees again shows that they have very large scale operations. The Electrolux group consists of six business divisions, including four major appliances divisions, a small appliance division, and a professional product division. So it's their categorization of the business. They have they have altogether six business division, out of which they have four major appliance division, and there is a fifth small appliance division and the sixth professional product division. The core markets of the Electrolux are Western Europe, North America, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan. So all developed countries are their market, and it's accounting for 65% of the group sales. These markets are characterized by the low population growth and high replacement product sales. So these people, they will purchase electronic items or consumer durable items or white good frequently, though they have very less population growth rate as compared to India and China. The growth markets for Electrolux are Africa, Middle East, Eastern Europe, Latin America, and Southeast Asia and China, contributing to 35% of its sales. So 65% is happening in the North America, Western Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and 35% remaining are happening. Their sale is happening in Africa, Middle East, Eastern Europe, Latin America, Southeast Asia, China. So in developing countries, they have 35% market share. Oh, sorry, 39% sales, and in developed countries, Electrolux has 65% sales. Given the rising living standard in the growth markets, Electrolux aim to increase its share of sales in these markets to 50% by introducing innovative products offering in the next 2 years. So they are talking about, given the rising living standard in the growth market. So they are talking about the uh, developing countries like India and China. There they have 35% market share, and now they want it to be they have less market. Sorry, it's not 35, it's less than 50 market share, and now they want to increase to 50% market share. So given the rising living standards in the growth markets, Electrolux aim to increase its share of the sale in these market to 50% uh, by introducing innovative product offerings in the next 2 years. In 2013, the Electrolux was the among the top 5 global players in the household appliance industry. So globally, it was within the top five in 2013, along with the Whirlpool, Hair Group, Bosch, Siemens, and LG Electronics. So remaining four were Whirlpool, Hair, Bosch, and LG. These companies contributed nearly 50% of the global appliance sales. Major drivers of this industry are increased per capita income, changing lifestyle, and consumer spending. So when you have per capita more income, then you have more disposable income, and you want to purchase electronic items. Then change in lifestyle, like husband and wife, to both of them, they are working. So in a house you require electronic appliance because you have very less time to spend in your house, and you always have to run for work, for the office. Then consumer spending, the spending habit due to watching the advertisement, watching the marketing campaigns, they would like to go for the shopping. Housing activities and urbanization. So housing activities are has also increased. People may want to try different cuisines, different recipe, and they also want to have very comfortable home, so they are purchasing consumer durables. Urbanization is also increasing. That's why more people wanted to have city lifestyle. Economic growth in emerging markets is expected to boost the industry. Economic growth in emerging market is expected to boost the industry. The main competitive advantage of Electrolux are global presence. So strength of the Electrolux are global presence. They are present in 150 countries. Consumer insight, they do research what is the need, requirement of the customers, what are the expectation of the customer. Then design their consumer durable products have very good design. Professional legacy, Scandinavian heritage, wide product range, people and culture, and sustainability leadership. So this Electrolux has many strength for their business. The vision of the Electrolux Group is to become the best appliance company in the world as measured by its customer, employees, and shareholders. So their vision is to become best appliance company in the world, for in the minds of the customer, employees, and shareholders. It bases its strategy on four pillars: innovative products, operational excellence, profitable growth, and dedicated employees. So they want to work on the four areas, that they want to innovate a lot and launch the new products immediately. Then they want to have good quality of their products. So they want to streamline their operation system, methods, standard operating procedure. They want minimum wastage and they want maximum quality. They also want profit. So that's why they are focusing on profitable growth. They also want profit, they also want growth. And next is dedicated employees. So they want synergy from the employee. They want their employee to be motivated. They want their employee to participate, contribute, and work together for the company. Its brand portfolio is strategically planned to serve luxury, premium, and mass market. So they are they are catering to three different markets: luxury markets, premium markets, and mass markets. Alongside the Electrolux brand, the group has seven other strategic brands, namely Grand Cuisine, AEG, Genusi, Eureka, Frigidaire, Molteni, and Westinghouse. So they have acquired some brands, they have started some brands. So togetherly, they are focusing on eight large brand. So they have their eight strategic brands you can see on the slides. The the innovation triangle. Sorry, the innovation triangle at the Electrolux encourages close operation between its marketing, research and development, and design function. So, innovation triangle is made up of, first of all, uh, marketing people, the research and development people, and the people who are working on the design in the design department, to ensure faster reach to the market based on solid consumer insights. So Electrolux want to do research on consumer. They want to understand the consumer, their expectation, requirements, their demand, their need, and they want to immediately work on that and launch the product required by the customers. This enables Electrolux to use same product architecture, differentiated design to develop global modularized platform. So what Electrolux is doing, whatever the products are popular in the developed countries, they try to launch in the developing countries, and those products they come up with the in developing countries, which they think that are good for the developed countries, they are launching in the developed countries. So they are using the same product architecture, but they are changing the design, they are differentiating design. These platforms facilitate planning across divisions by making it easier to spread a successful launch from one market to another with the adoption of the local preferences and deliver greater customer value. So they are understanding the local preferences, local choice, local taste, and they are then making changes, they are customizing it. They want to give the maximum value to the customers. These platforms facilitate planning across divisions by making it easier to spread a successful launch from the one market to another. So they are launching the products which are successful in one market to other markets, and they are understanding local preferences, and if they come to know that uh, s- uh, uh, they have come up with a very good product in particular market, then they are launching it in another market. So suppose example, they have done research in the Chinese market, and they have uh, understood the expectation, demand, preferences, and need of the Chinese market. And if on the basis of this research of the Chinese consumers, they have developed the product, and that product is successful in the Chinese market, then they will launch that product in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, in European markets also, and US market. So this is how they are getting benefited by that triangle called innovation triangle. By maintaining strategic emphasis on increasing operational efficiency, Electrolux has restructured its production across divisions globally. So they are more focusing on the operations part. They are working on the standard operating procedure, system, method, process, and they're streamlining it. They want minimum wastage to happen, and they want their operations to be effective and efficient. Electrolux has shifted nearly 65% of its manufacturing from mainly Eastern Europe and North America to low-cost region. So there is a trend. You must be knowing that many companies have shifted their manufacturing factories to either China or India or developing countries. Pursuing its strategy of profitable growth. Electrolux continuously innovates to enhance its current products and ranges to penetrate existing markets. So they have also have focus on the innovation, and they with the innovation, with the launching of new products, they are penetrating the markets. In 2013, it launched many innovative products in North America and Japan. Expanding its growth markets, Electrolux tapped the potential of the Chinese market by launching a full range of the kitchen and laundry appliances of more than 60 products designed exclusively for China. So they are also providing customized products. As you can see, they have launched more than 60 exclusive products for the China, and they are also keeping eye on the different market, different culture, different needs and expectation of the customers. An important aspect of the Electrolux strategy is to grow through merger and acquisition. So merger and acquisition is one more strategy, and build brand portfolio through horizontal integration. So what is horizontal integration? Uh, you must be knowing vertical integration. Vertical integration is you acquire supplier, or you acquire any other a firm which is helping you. So suppose there is a company uh, called Whirlpool, or say Tata Motors. So Tata Motors, what they will do? They will acquire the spare part manufacturing company, which they are suppose there are few companies which are supplying spare parts to Tata Motors while for manufacturing their cars. So they will acquire those suppliers, and suppose there are few good showrooms. So they are doing a lot of sales, so ask to ask they may purchase those good showrooms. So this is how you grow vertically. But horizontally, uh, whatever your competitors are, they are producing the products in the same area, then uh, you you acquire those your competitors, and that is called horizontal integration. Horizontal integration is the same brands which you are competing with, you will acquire those brands and add in your portfolio and start selling those brands. In the last 40 years, the group has had series of acquisitions around the world that strengthen its global position through effective targeting and brand positioning in domestic and regional markets. So last 40 years, they have acquired a lot of companies, and they have strengthened their global uh, position, and they have given proper positioning to their acquired brand, and they are also selling they are selling those brand in different markets in the world. Example of such acquisition include Zanussi in Europe, AEG in Germany, Frigidaire in Frigidaire, Kelvinator and White Westinghouse in North America, Refripar in Brazil, and Olympic Group in Middle East and North Africa. So a lot of acquisition they have done. In September 2014, Electrolux unveiled its agreement to acquire the appliance business of General Electric GE Appliance for the cash of 3.3 billion. So GE General Electric is very big company. They are also into electronic appliances, but later on they wanted to consolidate. They want to sell their this appliances segment. So immediately Electrolux purchased that division in September 2014 for a very big deal, 3.3 billion US dollar. And they also got one more company which is associated with the GE in Mexico. GE Appliances is one of the leading manufacturer of the kitchen and laundry products in North America. So they got market in North America by acquiring GE Appliances, and makes more than 90% of its sale in this region and runs its own distribution and logistic network. So they came to know that GE Appliance has stronghold in North America. They have very good distribution network. They have very good sales. They have very good logistics. So they acquired this company and they become dominant leader in North America. So this is how they have also done in other markets. Like Zanussi has good hold in the Europe. They acquired Zanussi. AEG has good hold on the German market. They acquired AEG. Then uh, Frigidaire, Kelvinator, and White Westinghouse has good hold in the North America. Then they acquired these three brands. Then Refripar has stronghold in Brazil. They acquired Refripar. Olympic Group has stronghold in Middle East and North Africa. They acquired North Africa. So how they are, you can say how they are growing by merger and acquisition. The acquisition also included a 48.4% shareholding in the Mexican appliance company Maybe that develops and manufactures a portion of GE Appliances product range as part of joint venture with GE. So you can see on the slide the Maybe product which is associated with the GE, Maybe brand which is associated with the GE. According to Keith McLaughlin, President and CEO of the Electrolux, the acquisition was expected to give the company more financial horsepower on its balance sheet to do even more business around the world. So acquiring GE business in North America and Mexico will definitely help Electrolux to grow. With the growing portfolio of smartly positioned brands, global reach, innovation based on consumer insight, operational excellence and manufacturing efficiency, and increasing financial power, Electrolux is all set to establish greater dominance in global home appliance industry. So you can imagine, you can calculate how many strengths they have with the growing portfolio, smartly positioned brands. So first strength is smartly positioned brands. They have 8 different brands and they are very good positioned brands. They were doing very good performance in their respective geography. So first strength is smartly positioned brands. Second is global reach. They are present in 150 countries. Third is innovation based on consumer insights. So they are doing research as per the expectation of the customer. They are launching the products. Next is operational excellence. They are working on the SOP. They are working on the system methods, standard operating procedures, and they are working also on quality, operational excellence and manufacturing efficiency, and increase financial power. So their financial output is also good. Like they have very huge revenues and they have very good profits. So these are the strengths of the Electrolux. So there are three questions. First question is evaluate Electrolux strategy. We'll directly go to that question. Evaluate Electrolux strategy in light of its vision. evaluate Electrolux strategy in light of its vision and the global trends in the household appliance industry. So what is the strategy of the Electrolux? That's what is asked. To be the best appliance company in the world as measured by its customers, employees and shareholder is what Electrolux envisions. So this is the vision statement of the Electrolux, to be the best appliance company in the world as measured by its stakeholders. Now second point is its strategy is based on four pillars, namely innovative products, operational excellence for profitable growth and dedicated employees. So these are the 4 points on which they are focusing that we discussed. By structuring of the firm, production efficiency has increased. By restructuring of the firm, production efficiency has increased. Electrolux is indulged in horizontal integration for integrative growth. So they are focusing on the merger and acquisition. They have acquired 7 different brands. Their line of ultra silent products helps prevent noise pollution as their global trends incline towards sustainable products. So there is a lot of pressure from the international agency. There is a pressure from the governments regarding pollution standard. It may be air pollution or noise pollution. So these Ultralux products are ultra silent and they are not making any pollution, and they are also consuming the less in electricity. In order to produce local variations for different markets, they have followed same product architecture differentiated design. So they are working on the uh, 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 they are working on the on the strategy, that is they should have same architecture, but design should be differentiated as per the demand of the customer, expectation of the customer, need of the customer in different markets. The following factors give the Electrolux competitive edge: global presence, consumer insight, professional legacy, sustainability, Scandinavian heritage and wide product range. So these are the strengths of the uh, uh, Electrolux. Second question is, what benefits will Electrolux receive from the acquisition of GE appliances? How does it fit in with the strategic direction of the group? So just we said that Electrolux acquired GE appliances for $4 billion, and GE appliances is one of the innovative companies, and they were present in North America and Mexico. In Mexico, they have their partner company like Maybe company, and in Maybe company is also strong in Mexico, and GE company is also strong in North America. GE has GE is selling 90% of their products in the North America, and they have very good distribution and logistic infrastructure. So by acquiring this company, they got dominating position in North America. Electrolux got dominated position in North America as well as in Mexico. Benefits gained through the acquisition of General Electric appliances gave Electrolux control over the kitchen and laundry products. So GE and Maybe has very good kitchen and laundry products. So ultimately Electrolux acquired them, and Electrolux become very good at kitchen and laundry products. 90% of the sales will be with the Electrolux and running its own logistic and distribution network in North America, while 48.4% shareholding in Mexican appliance company. Through this acquisition, Electrolux will have more financial strength and more global business around the world. So their financial strength has also increased by acquiring these two companies, because these two companies are profit making and they have very good products. By experiencing growth with acquisition, by experiencing growth with acquisition is done in the past. Product lists and diversity in products increase. The company is not well versed with the beginning of newer markets. So in new market, it's very time consuming to establish. By acquiring companies like Maybe and GE, they immediately started operations in the newer market. But also their diversity of the product portfolio increased, because they included Maybe products and GE products. So they got diversified, and they were good at the two things, that is kitchen appliances and laundry products. The company is not well versed with the newer market. By acquiring these two brands, they got hold of these two markets, new markets. Increase global reach and operational efficiency under the company's banner. So global that brand has reached to different markets. That means global reach increased, and they also have very good operational efficiency. Paving a path to the vision, paving the path to the vision or a goal the company wants to achieve. Paving the path. to vision or the global or the goal the company wants to achieve. Company's technological advancement. So these are the benefits they received uh, by acquiring maybe and GE. Their vision also, their vision, they were very close to the vision. They were very close to achieving their goals. So it helps to achieve their vision, and these two acquisitions helps to achieve their goals. And company also advanced by because GE was technologically advanced company. So acquiring GE, they also understood some of the technological know-hows. Third question is Third question is, what other strategic options can Electrolux pursue for the future growth to achieve greater global dominance? Targeting emerging markets like India and other markets with the population being population. So they can Electrolux can focus on poor countries and developing countries, because today electric appliances, household products, everybody requires. Being price conscious as per the country or place selling in, so they should be price sensitive, price conscious, or they should use price penetration strategy. Aim to know the consumers or the customers requirement and start working towards those by strong market research program. So they should have very strong market research program. By that they will understand the need and the requirement of the customers, and that after that they can launch the product. Market research program includes the prices and giving some offers to attract more customers. So they should focus on the promotional programs to attract the people, like giving discounts, buy one get one, like offer. We have offers like coupons, we have offers like awards or trips, etc. Create more awareness towards the brand and highlighting the specialty of the brand as a part of the improvement of the marketing channeling. Creating more awareness towards the brand and highlighting the specialty of the product as a part of the improvement of marketing market channeling. So they should able to communicate to their dealers, to their distributors, that how their products are unique, how their products are advanced, how their products are competitive advantage over the others. So this is all regarding Electrolux company. Hope you have understood this case study, and for such a good case study kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel and like, share and comment.